So today we will discuss about the replication. So as you know that the DNA replication process is the process of copying and synthesizing new DNA from the parental DNA, right? So the aim of the DNA replication is you just wanted to replicate your genetic material and you just wanted to transfer the genetic information from parents to offspring, right? So this DNA replication occur in the nucleus before a cell should divide. Okay, so it should be means present in a two quantity so that it can pass the half of the quantity to its offspring. Okay, so it is present in the nucleus so that each new cell produced has a complete set of the chromosome. Okay, then this DNA replication take place in the S phase of the cell division. Okay, so there is four phases: S phase, G1 phase, G2 phase, and mitosis, and one is the interphase, which is the resting phase. Okay, so in the S phase, the synthesis phase, on the synthesis phase DNA replication take place. Okay, where the chromosomal content getting doubled in this phase. Okay, so that thing also you have to remember, like in which phase of the cell cycle the DNA replication take place. So it is the S phase. Okay, so then there is Watson and Crick proposed that this double helix of the DNA can do the replication via three ways. Okay, first one is the conservative replication, second one is the semi conservative replication, and third one is the dispersive replication. Okay, so in conservative replication what is happening is this whole parental DNA is working as a all the two strand is working as a template DNA for the new strand of the DNA. Okay, so that's why here the complete one strand is from parent and the another new strand is completely from the newly synthesized DNA. So this complete DNA work as a template strand for its daughter strand, right? So this is the conservative where all the two strand is conserved in the first generation, right? Or in all the generation. Then the second way is the semi conservative. Okay, so in semi conservative what they assume is the one each strand will work as a template DNA for the synthesis of another strand or the complement strand. Okay, so here there is two strand of parental DNA. Okay, the purple one, and each strand is working as a template for the synthesis of new strand of the DNA. Okay, and the third one is the dispersive method. So in the dispersive method, like in the conservative method, in the dispersive method is also working on the same way, but here the difference is here the complete molecule itself on that particular way as it is working as a template, but in case of the dispersive it is broken into small pieces, but still it is a double stranded. Okay, so that's why it is called as a dispersive, means some of the part of the DNA is having completely the parental DNA and some of the part is having the completely new means DNA. Okay, so the parental DNA is dispersed throughout the new DNA. Okay, so that's why it is called as the dispersive method. So there is they propose three basic models for the replication. One is the conservative where the parental DNA, the complete parental DNA is worked as a template DNA for the synthesis of new strand. In the semi conservative mode there is each template work as a each strand is work as a template for the synthesis of new strand. Okay, in case of dispersive it is more like conservative, but in conservative there is complete DNA is act as a template, but here the parental strand is broken into small pieces, and each piece will worked as a template for the synthesis of next part of the DNA. Okay, so this is the three proposed model of the replication. But in further, Michelson and Stell, through their experiment, they find out that the DNA replication is proceeded with the semi-conservative method. Okay, in their experiment, they found that the replication happens in the semi-conservative mode, where the single means each strand of the parental DNA will work as a template for the newly synthesized DNA. Okay, so yeah, this is the three type of the replication. Then what are the enzyme involved in the DNA replication, and what are the proteins involved in the DNA replication? So the first one is the primase. Okay, so this is a kind of RNA polymerase. Okay, this primase is a kind of RNA polymerase. Therefore, it can form the primer in RNA rather than the DNA, because it is the RNA polymerase. So that's why it can form the RNA instead of the DNA. But here, what you are doing is you are replicating the DNA, not the RNA. But for the replication of the DNA, you need certain type of the initiation complex. Okay, so then only the DNA polymerase can polymerize this whole DNA. For that initiation complex, you need the primase, which will synthesize a RNA, short RNA primer here, and that will working as a starting point for the DNA replication. Okay, so it will be removed later by the DNA polymerase 1. Okay, and this is the primase which will form the short RNA primer. Okay, to initiate the replication process. Then the second one enzyme is the topoisomerase 1. Okay, it will break the 3 days to 5 days phosphodiester bond, converting supercoil to relaxed form, which opposite to the ligase, because ligase what it do is generally it ligate the small patches of Okazaki fragment, right? So it is the opposite of the ligase. Ligase is helping for the ligation of pieces. Here the topoisomerase 1 will break the DNA. Okay, so it will relax the DNA from its supercoiled nature. Okay, so suppose this is a very much tangled form, so it what this topoisomerase 1 will do is it will break the single strand of this is present in the duplicate duplicate helix form, right? So it will break in the single strand, so that this supercoiling will be reduced, and it will means can form the relaxed form of this DNA. Otherwise, what will happen if the this DNA is completely supercoiled, then the protein will be unable to bind on a particular place, right? So that's why to removing to relax those DNA portion, the topoisomerase 1 will work. Okay, then the second one is the DNA helicase. It is also called as the helix destabilizing enzyme, cause formation of replication for due to broken hydrogen bond. Okay, so the thing is this DNA helicase and topoisomerase one working in the similar way, like it is also causing some kind of gap in the DNA, so that the initiation of the replication will happen. Okay, but here the topoisomerase 1 will break the 3 days to 5 days phosphodiester bond, and here it is breaking the hydrogen bonds which is present in the between the two strand. Okay, so this DNA helicase is breaking this hydrogen bond, so that each strand can be work as a template DNA for the synthesis of new DNA. Okay, whereas this topoisomerase work is just to relax those portion of the DNA which is getting amplified, okay, or which is getting to replicate. Okay, so this is the two different type of enzymes, topoisomerase 1 and DNA helicase. Then there is DNA gyrase, which is also a kind of topoisomerase. Okay, it is the type of topoisomerase 2. Okay, and it is also known as the topoisomerase 4. Okay, that you have to remember. Like in exam point of view, it can be asked like DNA gyrase other name is what, like, so topoisomerase 4 is nothing but it is the DNA gyrase. Okay, So this is a specific type of topoisomerase 2 which convert relaxed form to supercoiled form. Okay, so it introduced the supercoiling form. Okay, because if it is completely relaxed, then also it will be difficult to replication. Okay, to access the portion, it should be little bit close to each other, right? So that's why some certain extent the supercoiling is also necessary. Okay, so that work is done by the DNA gyrase topoisomerase 4. Okay, and it convert the relaxed form to supercoiled form. Okay, then DNA ligase, as I told you earlier, this DNA ligase will join the pieces of Okazaki fragments. Okay, and which is happen in the lagging strand. Okay, then you are having the telomerase. So it is telomeric DNA by adding the repetitive nucleotide sequence on the end of the eukaryotic chromosome. Okay, so in the eukaryotic chromosome there is a telomerase. Okay, so what is happening is this telomerase with the age, this telomeric portion is getting reduced. Okay, so to maintain those telomeric portion, this telomerase, what it do is it is like generally DNA polymerase is kind of two types. Okay, one is the DNA dependent DNA polymerase. Okay, and another one is the RNA dependent DNA polymerase. Okay, so this DNA dependent DNA polymerase is nothing but the our DNA polymerase which generally we use for the DNA replication. But this RNA dependent DNA polymerase means what? Here the RNA will act as a template and you are going to replicate the DNA. Okay, whereas in case of the DNA dependent DNA polymerase, you are using the DNA template to producing the DNA strand. Okay, but in case of RNA dependent DNA polymerase, you are using RNA as a template for the producing DNA. Okay, so the DNA polymerase is extending 5' to 3' position. Okay, so it is means what this telomerase is doing is what I can say is it is RNA dependent DNA polymerase. So this is made up of two type of things. One is RNA itself and another one is the it is enzyme. So it is made up of protein. Okay, or it is a kind of protein which is having the RNA also. So it will, what it will do is here it will bind and it is having the RNA. So this RNA will act as a template for the this strand synthesis. Okay, so based on the sequence of this RNA, here the DNA will produced. Okay, so this is the function of telomerase. Okay, to maintain the telomere length. Okay, because but on particular after certain time the telomeric length is getting decreased while the replication happen, the telomeric length is decreased. So to maintain those length, here telomerase will do function, and telomerase is nothing but it is a kind of RNA dependent DNA polymerase. Okay, and it only require in case of the eukaryotic chromosome. Okay, and then the most important enzyme is the DNA polymerase. Okay, and it build a new duplex DNA strand by adding the nucleotide in 5' to 3' direction and perform the proofreading and error correction also. Okay, so it will amplify the DNA as well as it will also check like whether perfect complementarity is happened or not. If suppose there is mismatching happens, so it will do the proofreading activity to remove those particular nucleotides from those particular places and add the correct nucleotide into the DNA. Okay, so that is the work of DNA polymerase, which is major enzyme in the replication process. Then there is some proteins. One is the DNA clamp. Okay, this protein it is the unit of the polymerase. Okay, so we can say like this DNA clamp is the subunit of the DNA polymerase. Okay, which prevent DNA polymerase third from dissociating from the DNA parent strand. Okay, then the single strand binding protein. So when the DNA is converted into single strand after the hydrolysis of this hydrogen bond, so it is very much prone to nuclease attack. Okay, so to making it stable, some single stranded binding protein will go and bind to those strands and making it stable, so that the DNA polymerase helicase will unbind it and maintain the strand separation. Okay, so this is the means function of the single stranded binding protein. So in next, the prokaryotic having three different type of DNA polymerase. Okay, polymerase 1, polymerase 2 and polymerase 3. Okay, so this DNA polymerase third is the main polymerase for the DNA replication. Okay, so in the in the replication process, the DNA polymerase third is the major enzyme which is playing role for the polymerization. Okay, and this is also having the 5 dash to 3 dash polymerization, as well as the uh, yeah, exonuclease activity 3 days to 5 days. Okay, in case of DNA polymerase 2, it is not very much useful. Okay, and it is also having the polymerization as well as the exonuclease activity, but it the means efficiency is very low of the means DNA polymerase 2. That's why we generally don't use the DNA polymerase 2. Okay, whereas this DNA polymerase 1 is having the proofreading exonuclease activity and primer removal exonuclease activity and DNA synthesis activity also it is having. Okay, so this is the chart where the DNA polymerase is having the polymerization capacity as well as the exonuclease activity. Okay, and extra the 5 days to 3 days exonuclease activity is also having here. Okay, where which is very rare. The 5 days to 3 days exonuclease activity is very rare, but if it is happen, the DNA polymerase 1 can rectify those error. Okay, but this 3 dash to 5 dash proofreading activity is present in all the three enzymes, but the majorly it is work by the DNA polymerase third. Okay, and the primer removal work is also happen in 3 days to 5 days direction, and that is done by the DNA polymerase 1. Okay, so yeah, this is the three type of enzymes and their features. You have to remember this chart also, like which one, like in case of DNA polymerase 1, it is the exceptional because it is having 5 days to 3 days direction exonuclease activity also. Okay, so that's why you have to remember this thing also. Okay, so then there is a different type of DNA polymerase in eukaryotic cell. Okay, so here the DNA polymerase of eukaryote are in general less unstable than the DNA polymerase of prokaryote. Okay, and eukaryotic cell have 5 polymerases, 4 major nuclear DNA polymerases and 1 nuclear polymerase, means it will replicate the nuclear DNA. Okay, so this DNA polymerase is alpha and delta, then epsilon and then beta. Okay, and one found in the mitochondria which will amplify the mitochondrial DNA. Okay, that is the gamma. Okay, so that also you have to remember, like mitochondrial DNA amplification, which enzyme is useful, that is the polymerase gamma. Okay, so that you have to remember. The polymerase alpha is the only enzyme has the primase activity. Okay, in case of prokaryote, the primase for priming or for the initiation of replication, there is one enzyme called as the primase, right? But here the polymerase alpha itself will work as a primase enzyme. Okay, beside the DNA polymerase, means it will act as a DNA polymerase as well as the primase activity. Okay, then this polymerase alpha initiates DNA synthesis on both the leading as well as the lagging strand by synthesizing RNA and DNA hybrid primer. Okay, then polymerase alpha is a heterotetramer composed of 2 primase subunit and 2 polymerase subunit. Okay, and the primase subunit initiates the DNA replication by synthesizing short RNA primer, which are then extended by the polymerase alpha. Okay, so it will work as a priming as well as the polymerization. The second enzyme is the polymerase beta, which help in the excision repair, and it is not highly active and it is not very processive. Okay, like in case of the DNA polymerase 2, in case of bacteria, here the polymerase beta is also not so processive and not so very active. It is helpful in the repairing mechanism. Okay, then you are having the polymerase gamma. This polymerization gamma, as we already discussed, it is helping in the mitochondrial DNA synthesis, and beside that it also having the exonuclease activity from 3 days to 5 days end. Okay, so firstly this alpha will polymerize the things. Okay, and then the exonuclease activity is proceeded by the polymerase gamma. Okay, then you are having the delta and epsilon polymerase. This polymerization lagging and leading is strand respectively in 5 days to 3 days direction in eukaryotes. Okay, so one is helpful in the lagging strand and another one is the helpful in the leading strand. Okay, but the main work is done by, in case of the eukaryotic cell, is the polymerase alpha. Okay, which is work as a primase as well as the DNA polymerization. Okay, and in case of mitochondria it is the polymerase gamma. So how does the replication begin? So it is begin on the begin at the origin of replication. Okay, so it is the y-shaped it shape wise it is y-shaped. Okay, which is called as the replication fork, and it open the two strand. Okay, new strand grow at the fork. Okay, so here you can see that this is the parental molecule. Okay, and once helicase will come and open this by breaking the hydrogen bond, it will create this type of structure. Okay, so this is Y type of structure is called as the replication fork, because from here itself the replication will begin. Okay, so in case of bacteria or the prokaryotic, the replication fork will produce in bidirectional, means it can the replication fork can be polymerized from this direction as well as this direction. Okay, and because it is circular, but in case of the eukaryotic, because it is linear, so it is unidirectional. The polymerization will happen unidirectional. Bidirectional, it doesn't mean like the amplification will happen from 3 days to 5 days direction. It will always happen from 5 days to 3 days happen direction, but there is like means the direction is two way, not the single way. Okay, but the DNA synthesis direction is always 5 days to 3 days direction. It can't be changed. Okay, for in both the cases, eukaryotic as well as the prokaryotic. Okay, so this is the procedure. So firstly the helicase unzip the DNA. Okay, the middle by breaking the hydrogen bond. Okay, so this is the DNA strand, double stranded. Okay, so firstly the helicase will come and here it will break the hydrogen bond so that it can create this Y shape like structure, which is called as the replication fork. Okay, on here you can see that this light pink color is the single binding protein. It is the it will maintain the stability of this single stranded DNA, and it won't allow to make the complementarity again to each other. Okay, so then helicase will come and unzip the means DNA strand by breaking the hydrogen bond. Okay, then before new DNA strand can form, there must be RNA primer present to start the addition of new nucleotide. Okay, so as I earlier discussed, like DNA polymerase only amplify the DNA when it is having certain kind of the template. Okay, then only it can add the nucleotide on those particular template. Okay, so that's why here in case of the bacteria, the primase is one enzyme which produce this RNA primer. Okay, it is short nucleotide basis, and after that DNA polymerase will come and it will add the nucleotide based on this template DNA. Okay, and in case of the eukaryotic, it is done by the polymerase alpha, which will create the RNA primer here, and itself further it will extend the DNA by adding the nucleotide. Okay, then in case of the bacteria, DNA polymerase will come and moves along the second strand and base pair nucleotide to each original parent strand. Okay, so it will for one strand, that is called the leading strand here. Okay, it can easily go to the 5' to 3' direction. Okay, but in case of the like lagging strand, what is happening is you have to go always in this direction. Okay, you can't go like means like leading strand, you can't go from this to this direction, right? So for that, what is happening is, in case of the like eukaryotic, you have to go this direction, right? So after here there is no template to amplify, so what it will do is this helicase will again go beyond this strand, and it will unzip this strand, and then another RNA primer will synthesize here, and it will again synthesize the DNA from 5' to 3' end. Okay, and it will synthesize up till here. Okay, like that it will synthesize complete DNA molecule. Okay, and here you can see there is two RNA primers. Okay, and then little bit of extension of the DNA. Okay, so this fragment where the RNA and DNA is present, this is called the Okazaki fragments. Okay, and this Okazaki overall the direction of the replication is maintained, which is 5' to 3' direction. Here also 5' to 3' direction, 5' to 3' direction. So this direction will be maintained. Okay, but the thing is you have to just synthesize this lagging strand in a patches. You can't go like a single means one straight way. Okay, so it has to be like produced in a small pieces, and after the means small pieces when it is created, then using the DNA ligase, this all gap will be filled. Okay, and this DNA ligase fill up all of the gaps in the DNA molecule like the Okazaki fragments. Okay, and once this gaps is filled, then there is DNA polymerase 1, which will come and remove this RNA fragment. Okay, which previously acted as an initiation complex or primer. Okay, so it will be removed by the RNA polymerase 1. Okay, and then your DNA will be like that. Okay, identical DNA molecule are formed from the original. It will be looking like that. Okay, so this is the complete process of the DNA replication. Okay, so firstly the helicase will come and it unzip the DNA double stranded. Okay, then primase will come and it will make the short sequence of the primer, and after that DNA polymerase will come and it will add the nucleotide from 5' to 3' direction. Okay, and in case of the lagging strand, it is the synthesis will happen in a patches. Okay, like in short distance the Okazaki fragment will form, and once this all strand synthesis is done, then DNA ligase will come and it will refill the gaps which is present in between the two Okazaki fragments. Okay, and at last the RNA primer will also like removed by the DNA polymerase 1. Okay, and in case of bacteria, the how the termination happen, because it is bidirectional, right? It can replicate from this direction and it can replicate from this direction also. Okay, so what will happen is, at certain point of time these two will come closer to each other. Okay, and they has to separate from each other. Okay, so now what is happening, they are entangled between at a some point. Okay, here like that. Okay, so they can't move from here to here. So for that topoisomerase 1 will play a role. Okay, that will come and it will break this joining point here, and it will relax that DNA, and again by other type of topoisomerase it will be resealed. Okay, so like that the circular DNA replication will happen. okay, in case of the bacteria. But in case of linear DNA, there is no problem because it is like that. So one strand is continuously forming the DNA in this manner, and another strand will form the DNA like in patches, okay, like that, okay. And once this all strand is synthesized, this gap will be filled by the DNA ligase, okay. So this is the complete procedure of the DNA replication. It is asked like which of the following characteristic with respect to bacterial DNA polymerase third are true: initiation of chain synthesis, 5' to 3' polymerization, 3 to 5 days exonuclease activity, or 5 days to 3 days exonuclease activity. What will be the correct combination for DNA polymerase third? The correct answer of this question will be option B, okay. So DNA polymerase third is the main enzyme of the replication, which is having the 5 days to 3 days polymerization, and proofreading activity is happen because of 3 days to 5 days exonuclease activity. And we have discussed that the 5 days to 3 days exonuclease activity is only present in the DNA polymerase 1, not in the 3, because it is having a separate subunit to do this activity, okay. Here in the, here you can see the DNA polymerase 1 is only having this 5 days to 3 days exonuclease activity, not the 2 and 3rd, okay. So that's why this two option, this initiation of chain synthesis will be not the correct option because it is happened by the primase enzyme, right? So it won't be the correct option. So here it is having the 5 days to 3 days polymerization and 3 days to 5 days exonuclease activity, okay. So Q and R will be the correct option. So that's why option B is the correct answer, okay, not the S, because 5 days to 3 days exonuclease activity is for different purpose. It is not for the proofreading activity and all those things, okay. So it is for primer removal, so that's why it is happened by the DNA polymerase 1 only. It is not present in the DNA polymerase third, okay.